I think for us, it's super important. We need to have clarity in terms of the skills that we need for the future. And I like most things, you kind of manage these things through measurement, by, demonstrating to the rest of the business that if we can increase skill A to this particular point, or we can bring in a new skill or competence into the business, it enable us to kind of leverage an opportunity we see in the market. That's absolutely key as part of the dialogue that we have internally. So, many people have, subjective perspectives on where we need to go when it comes to talent, competence, and skills. But actually, being able to put some kind of quantifiable metrics behind this makes it a more compelling discussion when we're having those budgetary considerations internally. It's really there as part of that kind of dialogue where we're discussing where we want to go strategically and where we want to focus our energy, and when we understand, clearly where we want to go. And obviously, electrification is a key area for us as we push forward into the second half of this decade. It's going to be important to have the right skills in place that can make sure that we're going to lead in that electrification space. So, having the metrics there to support that discussion and to show, look, if we do invest in skills in these areas, or we do invest in new competencies coming in, it can generate a specific return in the short term, but ultimately in the long term, then that makes it a compelling value proposition internally, and something that's, easier for us to justify, because some of these kind of upskilling that's needed or new competency coming in is expensive. So we want to make sure we're making those investments in the right areas and at the right time. Yeah, on the kind of R&D and the engineering side, which is kind of outside of my scope, there's a lot of focus, as you can appreciate, on engineers that are skilled in electrification, battery technology, and importantly, software. I think we all know that the modern cars changed, in a revolutionary way in the last couple of years. So the focus on having, highly intelligent, highly competent software engineers is going to be a key part of what's needed. Now, commercially, we know consumers are changing in terms of their approach to things as well. So, not only are consumers increasingly wanting to, research and purchase online, but also the way in which the marketing environment's changed so radically in the last, 10 years means we need to have, great skills in terms of media. We want to work really closely with our media partners, but also with the amount of money that you invest into those media partners, making sure you've got the right requisite skills in place to make sure that you're making the changes almost on a daily basis to your media planning to ensure that you can drive the demand that's needed. Yeah, I think, obviously we will have, different engineering skills are going to be needed where our engineering centres are located, both in the UK and in China. And we also have a technology centre in Germany as well, where we do a lot of work there, particularly on the software side and in chassis development. So, a lot of the skills and the geographical distribution of those skills for us will be focused on where we're based. But from a commercial point of view, we need to ensure we've got the right skills in place to kind of manage and create the demand that's needed in the short term, and to work closely with our retailers and our other partners across the globe. So for us, it's making sure we've got the right competencies coming in there that can make sure we've got the best proposition going out to consumers in the marketplace. And we'll look for those skills across all of our key markets. We've got, headquarters in London now, and that's a conscious effort where we know that there's a very large talent pool there, which will attract people both within the UK but also across the globe. We've also got talent in the US working in our headquarters there in Amsterdam and in Shanghai. So, across the globe, we've got a number of different offices that are kind of pushing and working closely with our customers and our retailer partners. And we want to make sure we've got the right skills in place to prepare ourselves for the future.